We have a rare Battle of the Tigers on Saturday as number 23 LSU takes on number 21 Missouri in Columbia. Just the third meeting between these programs as SEC opponents. And look, if you had told me back in the preseason that we'd come into this game with LSU with 2 losses and being the lower ranked team against this Missouri Tigers team, I probably would have called you a liar. But yet here we are. Here we are. So, will LSU at 3-2 get back on track, or will Missouri continue to build upon their best start since 2013? Well, that's the question we're going to answer today. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad you could join us today to break down this battle of the Tigers between LSU and Missouri. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Look, if you want guaranteed winnings, guaranteed winning record, money right back in your pocket, this is the place for you. We are on a 29-11 run right now, over 72%. We are killing it, both in college football and NFL. So if you want guaranteed winnings, if you want the best customer service any handicapper in the country is going to give you, better picks than any handicapper is going to give you, this is the place for you. Go sign up for those picks today. Full year-long subscription over on thegridironexpert.com. Also check out that Patreon account and our mailing address to send us some of your team's gears to be featured in every single video, especially once we get back to our new GEHQ. Let's take a look at this game, guys. I'm pumped for it. I love games like this, games that have very intriguing storylines, but games that don't happen very often. We don't get to see LSU and Missouri play nearly enough, and it's a sin. The SEC scheduling is a sin. The 4th all-time meeting between these two programs, just the 3rd since Missouri joined the SEC all the way back in, 2012? 3 meetings in 11 years. It's ridiculous. That's what you get for cross-division scheduling. But yeah, here we are. Let's dive into it, guys. LSU 3-2, number 23. Missouri 5-0, number 21. We'll look at the personnel first, and we'll start on offense. LSU, they're 3-2, and it's not because of their offense. Put it simply like that. Their offense is not the issue. The Tigers are averaging over 550 yards per game. 353 through the air, nearly 200 rushing yards per game. Jaden Daniels has been trying to do everything for this LSU program. Over 1,700 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, only 2, 292 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns. The guy has 19 total touchdowns, and we're only going into week 6. Has over 1,700 passing yards and has a very good chance to eclipse 2,000 by the end of this game. Malik Neighbors has been unbelievable at wide receiver, 625 yards, 5 touchdowns. Very well could hit 1,000 yards within the next 2-3 weeks. Brian Thomas Jr., 537 yards. So you got 2 guys already at this point in the year with over 500 reception yards. One of the best wide receiver duos in the country, definitely in the SEC. Then you got Logan Diggs, who's been electric. I mean, he's been unbelievable at running back. So you've got a great quarterback who's dual threat, great wide receivers, great running back, and an efficient offense, too, that's converting on over 56% of their 3rd downs. The offense for LSU is not the problem. Same can be said for Missouri. This Missouri offense, guys, they're pretty dang good. They might not be as flashy as LSU. They might not be as well-known as LSU, but man, are they efficient. And man, is Brady Cook cooking. My God, this guy has been unbelievable this year. Over 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns on the year, 0 interceptions. Last week against Vanderbilt, yes, I know, it's just Vanderbilt, but still, threw for a career-high 395 yards and set the SEC record for most consecutive passes without an interception, up to 347 pass attempts consecutively without an interception, one that he's just going to continue to add on into this game against LSU. Unbelievable stat line. He is being phenomenal. Entering the year, we didn't know who was going to be the starter for Missouri at quarterback, and I don't know if many Missouri fans had faith in whoever it was going to be, but now we have complete and utter faith in Brady Cook. Cody Schrader, though, he's been great. 463 yards on the ground. Luther Burden III, absolutely phenomenal. 644 reception yards, 5 touchdowns. He is their X factor. Give Luther Burden the ball, his separation, his speed. He can change the game in an instant. He is that X factor for Missouri this year, has been on the front side of so many big-time electric plays. A major reason for their big win over Kansas State. Major reason for the big win over Memphis. He's playing phenomenal ball and without doubt the top target for Brady Cook, as they're averaging over 304 passing yards per game and nearly 150 rushing yards per game. The Tigers' offense getting better to me every single week. Take a look at the defenses. We just said that the problem for LSU is not their offense. So, the problem clearly is the defense. And that's crazy to think about because entering the year, this was a very veteran LSU defense, one that had a lot of experience, one we expected to be very strong this year, and they have not looked the part. They are the reason for this 3-2 start. 429.4 yards per game. That's what they're giving up. Giving up over 260 through the air on average, nearly 170 rushing yards per game too. That front seven that we thought was going to be electric is getting torn up left and right. And you can't deny that. Look at this, guys. They gave up nearly 500 yards to Florida State back in the season opener, 494 to the Seminoles in that blowout loss. They should have lost to Arkansas in Death Valley, where they gave up 426 yards to the Razorbacks. And then last week against Ole Miss, an absolutely thrilling game, great shootout, allowed 706 yards to the Rebels. They could not stop Ole Miss to save their life. Could not do it. The Rebels had 389 passing yards, 317 rushing yards. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It was unreal how bad LSU was at finding a way to stop Lane Kiffin's offense. They couldn't do it. And while Missouri is no Florida State, while Missouri is no Ole Miss, they have the pieces to put up those type of numbers. Maybe not 700 yards or anything, but they can hit 400. They can be electric. They can get the points. They can have the big plays. And LSU's got to find a way to stop it, and I'm not sure they can. They only have 9 sacks on the year. They're not creating a lot of pressure. They're not creating a lot of push. They're not creating a lot of negative plays. Only 5 turnovers on the year. And honestly, right now, there doesn't seem to be an answer in sight for the Tigers to get those stops. There doesn't seem to be an answer in sight for LSU to start slowing down opposing offenses. Take a look at Missouri. Their defense hasn't been bad either, but it hasn't been at the level we thought they'd be. You know, coming into the year, we talked about how good Missouri's defense could be, how much talent they had coming back, and we really haven't seen that defense. They're giving up 317 total yards per game, 242 through the air, only 75 on the ground. These are not bad marks at all, but you should note that Missouri's had a very favorable schedule up until this point. LSU is going to be the best team they have seen all year long. They're going to be the best offense they have seen all year long. Yes, the Tigers got that massive win at home over Kansas State. Yeah, they got a pretty impressive win over Memphis as well, but they gave up over 400 yards to Kansas State. They gave up 399 to Memphis in a game that only won by a touchdown. So the two best teams they played, which were the ones we just mentioned, the Tigers' defense really hasn't looked the part, and they've been relatively close games. 13 sacks on the year, only 4 forced turnovers on the year for Missouri. But bottom line is, this is a very physical Missouri defense. This is one that I think Eli Drinkwitz is going to have rising up to the occasion in this game against LSU. And if you're Missouri, if you can find a way to contain Jaden Daniels, you can find a way to force him into a couple mistakes, force LSU into second and third and long situations, force him to really put the game on his shoulders, just like really every game has been for him this year. He had to put it on his shoulders against Florida State. Didn't work. Had to do it against Arkansas. Narrowly escaped. Had to do it against Ole Miss. Didn't work. They can do that. They've got a very good chance to win this game at home. And I should mention, on top of that, talking about everything we just mentioned, it's a dang shame. You talk about how bad the SEC scheduling is. It's a shame this game is at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Central Time. It's a really big shame. This, to me, felt like a great primetime opportunity, but so it goes. Here we go, guys. Final analysis here. LSU and Missouri. This is an opportunity for both teams to not save their season, but it's going to send both in a different direction. LSU, you lose this game, your season's done. No doubt about it. 3-3 through 6 games, no one expected that. Missouri, you lose this game, your season's not done. You're still 5-1, but the schedule's about to get a lot tougher for you after this. You want this win. Rise up with the rankings, be 6-0, clinch that bowl eligibility, and probably in doing so, ultimately are going to clinch the first winning season, true winning season under Eli Drinkwitz. This is a massive game for both teams. The programs have an opportunity to go in separate directions here. So who's going to win it? Who's going to win it? How does LSU respond after the loss to Ole Miss? How do they respond after being 3-2 in a spot where no one really thought they would be? I think they respond with a win in Columbia. Here's the thing, guys. LSU's been in this spot before. Their backs have been up against the wall before. How soon? How recently? Just last year. Last year, they lost to Florida State. They got killed at home against Tennessee. And then they turned it around, and they went on a tear. So much so they were maybe in the Cashapp playoff discussion entering the last week of the year and then ultimately won the SEC West. They've been in this spot before. 3-2, 2 losses early on, go on a tear. And I think that's what the Tigers are about to do. I think they're going to turn the ship around. Missouri is no slouch. This is a major trap game for the Tigers. But this offense, this speed that LSU has, is nothing that Missouri has seen this year. They have not seen that this season. So I think we are in for a very close game. Another potential high-scoring game on Saturday morning. But Jaden Daniels has himself a big day against this Missouri defense. He shows up, he shows out, puts the team on his back, and delivers to save LSU's season. LSU survives in Columbia, and in doing so, I'll add that, go bold here, they forced Brady Cook to throw his first interception of the year. The streak will come to an end, and so will Missouri's winning streak as well. 5-1 for the Tigers after this week. LSU improves to 4-2, trying to keep their quest for an SEC title alive. It's going to be close, but give me the Tigers of Baton Rouge to pull off this win. So there you have it, guys. LSU over Missouri. Leave your comments and predictions below. Let's get ready for another massive college football Saturday. We are just hours away now. You're not going to miss out on it. We'll have you covered every step of the way later on this weekend. But again, make sure to stay tuned for all that stuff by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that notification button so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. And make sure to win big with us this weekend by signing up for those expert picks down in the description below. Again, if you want guaranteed winnings, if you want money right back in your pocket, if you want a handicapper that's on a 29-11 run, better than anybody else in the country, well, this is the place for you. This is the place for you. Go sign up, win big with us today. Again, over on thegridironexpert.com. Link for that down in the description below. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on The Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.